Hello everyone, welcome to another webinar of Talks at Infraspeak. Today I have with me Steve Tomkins, Head of Business Development at SFG20 by Visa, and I also have Carlos Queiros, which is the Head of Platform Partnerships at Infraspeak. Hello Carlos.
Hello all.
Welcome you both. We recently closed a partnership to integrate SFG20 and Infraspeak. That's why we are here today, not only to explain you a bit more about how this integration works, but also to debate around the topics of digitalization, integration between systems, and how this can contribute for you to make sure that you're complying with legislation and industry-leading standards. So my name is Liliana. I am a marketing manager at Infraspeak, and I will be moderating this session. So let's start by getting to know our speakers a bit better. So Steve, can you tell us a bit more about yourself and SFG20?
Hi, Liliana. Steve Tomkins. I'm Head of Business Development for SFG20. I've been with the business for nearly 5 years. I'm a chartered engineer with a number of organisations. My background is I've spent maybe 20 years in industry through various sectors in maintenance specialisms. In terms of SFG20, it's a recognised industry standard for planned preventative maintenance, which provides all of the detail required for maintenance activities, detailing the specific requirements that need to be performed on assets.
Thank you so much, Steve. It's very, very good to have you here with us. And Carlos, it's your turn. So tell us more about you and Infraspeak.
Thank you, Liliana. So hello all, my name is Carlos. I'm Head of Platform Partnerships at Infraspeak. So my background is all about electrical engineering, and I've been in the industry for more than 15 years. Infraspeak is an intelligent maintenance management platform, and as the most integrated platform in the market, we are always looking for the partners that can empower our product. So that's exactly why I'm really proud to be here today announcing this key partnership for our customers.
Well done. Thank you, guys. So basically, this partnership starts precisely with the integration of both systems. So on one side, Infraspeak, on the other side, SFG20. And people are probably wondering at this point how exactly this will work. So Carlos, could we explain a little bit better how it will work practically?
This integration will allow our customers to access SFG20's schedule and equipment library inside our product, making all this knowledge available in the palm of their hand and helping maintenance operations be efficient and compliant. In a nutshell, we are putting together the UK's main industry standard, like Steve already referred, and the only intelligent maintenance management platform in the market, resulting in a singular product that really takes facilities to the next level.
So basically, I can tell because I know, right? I work at Infraspeak with Carlos. So I know that for us, it's very important to have this strategy regarding integrations. We were developed as a platform because we want to be able to integrate with other softwares. And we know we want that because that can be super useful for our customers' operations. But I would like to know, Steve, a bit more about your strategy at SFG20 regarding this. And what's the importance of this integration with Infraspeak specifically? So why basically we did this together on your side?
So yeah, basically, to quote Henry Ford, coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And this is a key aspect in terms of SFG20, enabling information to be integrated into operational systems so it can be consumed quite easily. I think the days of information being extracted, converted, imported are long gone. This is not adding value to any of the teams or clients that are delivering SFG20 or maintenance specification. It's wasted in terms of wasted effort reconfiguring. This whole API solution streamlines the whole process of getting information to your operational teams, knowing that they've got the right, consistent, up-to-date information, best industry practice, and enabling them to perform their tasks quickly. And the whole process of SFG20 in terms of its balance regime and system of information that is all nested within each other enables clients to actually optimize and plan out significantly how to optimize their resources and ensure that they don't have service interruptions. So it's key to the industry in terms of having this kind of information quickly available through such a dynamic system as Infraspeak.
Okay, I think we have been talking a little bit about the company strategy, but we are getting to the topic, right? So the fact that having all the information in the same place is absolutely key for our customers and for the teams to work. So we're getting there. But before that, let's explain a little bit what are the specific benefits for the customers of both companies. So Steve, you can go ahead. Maybe you would like to start explaining a little bit how they will benefit exactly.
So from SFG20 perspective, the information that's contained within SFG20 is constantly reviewed. So it's always up to date with the latest legislation, the latest information that's coming out through industry in terms of changes. And we inform our clients to make them aware of imminent changes that are coming through within the industry sector. It also has, as I said, this balanced regime, which enables optimization of resources. You can look at specific skills and planning. You can see the skill sets that you're going to require. You can also look at the general costs associated with that, and then plan out specifically what your requirements are going to be in order to sustain and operate that estate in an efficient way, making sure that you remain compliant and ensuring that everything within the estate is safe and there is never an issue in terms of non-compliance.
Well, that's the perfect context gave by Steve, and the benefits for Infraspeak customers are obvious because the description that Steve just said enables our clients to create PPM instructions, to create maintenance plans based on all these industry standards, and being able to know that every day they are making their operations compliant, cost effective, and they are always up to date with the latest legislation without having the effort to be always worried about what's being released. So this integration will provide them always an up-to-date PPM and maintenance schedules information available. So that's why I said this is a unique product in the market that can deliver the best of both worlds between the knowledge around maintenance and a platform that enables to execute those schedules with in the most cost-effective way.
I think it's worth also saying that in terms of all of the legislation, SSG20 as a team review that legislation and simplify it for our clients. We basically take the legislation, interpret the legislation, and put that into very simple tasks that make sure that clients comply.
It's very clear to me, as we were talking earlier, that with all these new sophisticated infrastructures, the stricter regulations that are constantly being updated and changed, it is very important that this becomes automated, right? So it's very difficult for me to think about companies that still do this using Excel spreadsheets or paper or things like that. So that's not even a possibility. But at this point, is the same that actually using softwares that don't communicate with each other, because in the end you have to be constantly running between them and checking different information. So it is very important that we make sure that we can actually automate the process, but also automate it in an integrated way, right? So all software should be working together. And we are using Infraspeak and SFG20 as an example, but we should be actually looking at all softwares that our teams use. Am I right?
I think the way that digitization of the industry sector continues to develop, all of this information that's related to your assets needs to be consolidated in such a way that you can actually pull information from different systems and get a consistent view of what you have to maintain, what your estate consists of. And as these estates are large or complex at times, this can be very difficult, especially for asset managers and FM managers, to actually understand the assets that they need to maintain and how they need to maintain them. Within SFG20, we offer the functionality to customize and actually edit SFG20 content specifically for assets that have a degree of degradation or a significant risk. And all of that information contained within their account can be directly transferred into Infraspeak for consumption. So if there's a specialism on an asset type that protracts across the whole estate, that information can be quickly edited and applied across all of those assets instead of having to look at them in a case-by-case basis. And like you say, this whole world of Excel has been significantly a revolution in terms of being able to do things quickly and edit information, but we're now at a point where actually this information needs to be consolidated and used in a consistent way so it can be efficiently applied. And through this integration, clients can do that very quickly and not have to worry about the transactions of, like you say, producing Excel spreadsheets, concerned about the information may have been lost in transition. The transition's smooth, the information can be pulled at one particular point in time, it can be reviewed for the client, they can look at the implications of what the changes are, they can go through that whole review process in terms of contractual change management or complete change management within their estates, and what impact that has on resources and all of the costs that are associated.
Yeah, no, for sure. And as Steve was saying, let's for a moment imagine a reality where the operations don't have a platform as good as Infraspeak to streamline their operation, and at the same time they don't have the information that SFG20 is provided. So it's a mess and it's a nightmare because operations are getting more and more complex. So we are talking about completely disrupting the way people work for better. For people that execute the tasks, because they will have the information, they don't have to worry if they are up to date and so on, but also for the clients and for the facilities that will be better served for sure with two tools that have the correct information of when to do, how to do, and I think that's what facilities need right now. We are not on the Excel spreadsheet or just SMMS era.
Within SFG20 also, we provide the color coding so clients can actually look at the criticality of these assets. They can quickly see which is statutory compliant, which is going to have an operational impact. And then they can also apply their own mandatory requirements. So they can see, actually, within my business sector, I've got a specific requirement, or I've got a business requirement that says there's a mandate that I need to do these different activities. And then you can look at things like discretionary tasks. But all of this needs to be viewed in the round, as Carlos was saying. There's a lot of data that needs to be pulled together to truly understand your estate and how you can maximize the efficiencies and operation associated with it while sustaining that continued service.
Yeah, and as we said, just to finish, is with the status that we have right now in technology worldwide, it doesn't make sense to have platforms that don't communicate with each other. So this is like the natural step for all facilities, for sure.
Very good point. And actually, you were saying, like, we have been talking about teams. Okay, so how this impact, we've been talking a lot about how this impacts the teams working in the terrain, the managers, how can they access information and everything. But there's more to it, right? Because when we talk about when we look at how the industry is evolving, so we're focusing a lot in co-working, the automation benefiting teams and everything, and that's absolutely great. So I think we're aligned with the evolution, which is awesome. But at the same time, there's also another topic that we can hugely impact, which is actually the customer engagement. So as Carlos was saying as well, so this can help a lot in providing a better service, right? So let's imagine, for example, like if a service provider can provide more visibility of what they are doing because they are using a system that it's open, that it's integrated, and that they can integrate with a customer's software. If they have a system that can show their customers that they are being compliant. So imagine going to a meeting and saying, I use Infraspeak to integrate all my systems, and they are integrated with SFG20, and they have all the regulations right there. So it's very easy for my team to make sure that we are being compliant. No worries. This definitely has a huge impact, I would say. So it contributes to make sure that our customers are providing the best service they can.
Yes, definitely. Customers can understand that they've got something that's being maintained to a specific standard. They understand the standard in terms of what's being delivered and what the expectation is. I think historically there's been an issue within the industry sector where often maintenance will be performed, and the client's often asking, well, what particular service or maintenance did you perform? How do I know that you've covered all the aspects that could keep me compliant, or also sustain the operation of that asset? It can often be a works order that just says, oh, I've completed a task, we've done maintenance on there. And actually now the client can actually say, well, these are all the tasks that you've performed. I can understand what you've done. I'm confident that that asset is compliant, it's going to operate, and it's going to sustain its residual value in terms of its life, because I'm maintaining it in such a way that it will sustain and continue to operate and provide a service. I think today's standards in terms of the net agenda in carbon management and all of the other aspects that are coming in from legislative practice or legislative issues within the industry sector are key to making sure that actually that information is transparent and everybody has a clear understanding and expectation of what needs to be done in order to fulfill those requirements.
Yeah, for sure. As we were saying that in the end of the day, our clients want to have a better service and to be more aware of what is being done, and that everything that's being done is compliant. So as Steve is saying, this is like a consequence of the product that we are jointly putting on the market. Okay, because we through Infraspeak they will be able to have all the information with the reports, with a lot of data or less data, whatever they want, and they will have all the information of that was passed to us by SFG on all the tasks that are being done and etc. So they will have all the detail of everything that was done, when, and that that amount of work is compliant, that their facility is being handled as supposed. In the end of the day, what a facility owner wants is that to make sure that the facility is being taken care of, and that they hired a good partner to take care of the facility. So that's what we are potentiating with this integration and this whole concept of the two platforms being delivered.
I think there's an element here as well. It goes back to the first principles in terms of maintenance. It's always about having that intervention before you have that failure. And if you have that intervention, you can actually plan a lot more efficiently around it. You're utilizing your skills a lot more efficiently. You're not having engineers responding to reactive maintenance because something hasn't had an intervention that's kept it at a specific standard to meet its delivery service operation. And that principle of planning and being able to fix that kind of regime reduces the amount of reactive maintenance significantly.
And that's also a sign, as we know in the industry, that's also a sign that the internal team or the facility manager is doing a good job, right, Steve? So yeah. If the percentage of reactive is too high, probably the planned one is not being handled as supposed. For sure.
Yeah, and it affects morale within the team as well. It can significantly affect morale, because you have engineers that are constantly having to do repeat visits in terms of reactive maintenance, and that's taking them away from other planned works, and they suddenly realize that actually I'm getting a backlog of maintenance, and it can almost snowball if you don't have control over it. And having that element of control enables you also to start going on a step change or step change, I should say, in terms of where are there key assets that we can look to do technological improvements in terms of condition-based maintenance and applying new technologies in terms of areas that have a lot of maintenance resource or application applied to them. And SFG 20 is a really sound baseline to actually build and improve and make that step change to your maintenance operations, identifying clear opportunities in terms of where you can make improvements.
Yeah, and your point is good, because we during all this talk we talked about the facility owner's perspective, but that last point can also be applied to the facility manager's perspective, right? So if they are always looking to the reactive side of the maintenance, they don't have time nor resources to do the preventive as supposed. So it's like a mess that starts small, but it turns out to be very big in a short time. So with these two platforms together, we are giving the market everything they need, from the information to the execution, to make sure that doesn't happen.
The whole process of logistics on reactive maintenance can be a problem as well, in terms of you don't know the components that you'll potentially need until you've actually responded sometimes to a reactive maintenance. Whereas with planned maintenance, you're already planning out actually what are the consumables, what are the elements that I'm going to need. You don't have that delay of we don't have the part available, we don't have the element available, there's a lead time to procure that. All of that helps in terms of significantly reducing actually labour and costs to the estate management and operation.
This will be a great topic for another talk. Talking a little bit about reactive unplanned and how can these affect, like Steve was saying, the morale of the teams. It's completely different to, be answering to specific operational challenges that are part of our jobs, or fires that get into our houses without us understanding what's happening. So I would say that definitely we have touched very interesting topics. So these are great insights. Thank you so much for these guys, for joining me today, for making clear how things work together. I hope that everyone understood clearly what we are doing here and the value that it brings to the market. So thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And for everyone watching this talk, feel free to reach out to all of us on LinkedIn. You can actually, I will leave the LinkedIn profiles, or leave a comment in the comments box below via email if you have any further questions. If you'd like to get more information about this partnership, feel free to get in touch. Okay, we'll be very happy to actually give you all the answers you need. And of course, thank you for your time for watching this talk. I hope to see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.
Bye.